Well, Luke Bell from Australia, he's been in the top 10 before. He knows how to race these Ironman races, and he comes back to Kona. Now, this year, Luke, you had a bit of an injury with your knee. You had surgery, and how's your recovery?
Yeah, it's been an interesting year. It's started off, I guess, extremely bad, and we got the surgery done in April, and I think it took about 2 or 3 months to get the fitness back. But once that come back, everything slotted back in. We had a couple of good races to finish the season, and it's nice to come in here fresh and good to go. I guess might have to get the other knee done now, because what was the bad knee is now the good knee. So things have turned around quite nicely over the past, I guess, 10 months.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you did come back, you got stuck into it in a hurry, and you did very, very well in the 70.3 events this year. You went off and raced very hard, and so your conditions there.
Yeah, I think so. We sort of sat down, and I guess with Huddle and myself, we either decided, we could settle down and train for 2 months, or take advantage of the season and try and race yourself into fitness. So that's the way it started. It was, I think, 4 weeks after surgery, we fronted up at the first 70.3 event, and it went from probably not so good to a third and then 2 firsts. So to finish the season like that, it's great confidence coming into here.
Okay, now this year, 2005, 6 and 7 were pretty clean years, with the wind. There wasn't much, and, the conditions play a huge factor in this race. And I want to know what you think about the conditions. How do they change this race up?
Yeah, it's, the past few years, as you said, have been, I guess, on the more lenient side. That you just have to look at the bike times out there to realise that, it just hasn't been windy out there. We haven't copped the trade winds that they normally talk about. And I think looking back at my first time here, I think the main group rode around 4 hours 50 to 4 hours 55, and you look at last year, when that's sub 4:30. So you're talking 20 or 30 minutes on the bike difference, and it plays into the hands of the guys that maybe aren't so strong on the bike and can get off a bit speedier run. But if you get the winds out there and coming down from Harvey and back along the Queen K, then it turns into more of a strength race and more of, I guess, a pure race, and the stronger athlete will win.
And what about your prediction for the race this year? How you doing? You doing good? You're going to be right up there?
Yeah, for myself this year, I've looked at it totally different. I think in every other year, you've turned up and you've decided to watch people, and this year I've sort of come into it. It's been nice in a way, having the injury. I've come in a bit under the radar, I guess, and I've been able to just worry about my own race. I'm not too fazed, really. In a way, I've gone into the race not too fazed about what happens out there or what anyone's going to do. I'm just going to go out there, and I know through the training and all my preparation's gone probably the best it ever has. So I'm going to come in here as confident as I've ever been, but purely just worry about my race. And if I have a solid race, I know I'll be right up there. If I have a great race, then you'll be fighting for that lead position.